Welcome to the pilot episode of our very own AV magazine.
Presenting to you all Inside HXLS.
Adya and I will be your hosts for today.
And in today's episode, boxes are thrown.
People run away.
But before all that, welcome.
So here at the Performing Arts Award, and preparation for the Cal Arts performance is going at full swing.
Alright, I'm really excited to perform for Cal Arts because it's a really famous college and it's a really prestigious institution, and if we're getting a chance to perform and represent our school in front of them, it's like a big thing for everyone, isn't it?
Of course we're excited. Performing is always exciting.
The practices are really intense because they're having us stay back every day. And
Preparation's going great. We've practiced with the dance team. We are ready for the performance, so we could use a few more practices.
It's too cold outside for angels to fly. The angel will die, covered in white, closed-eyed and hoping for a better life. This time we'll fade out tonight, straight down the line.
Hello everyone, so I am here today with Mr. Ravi, who is the president of Cal Arts. Good morning, sir. Hi, so I'll be asking you a few questions, sir. Okay, so the first question for me to you is, what is life like in Cal Arts?
Life at Cal Arts. Cal Arts is a very interesting place. It was started by the Disney brothers, Walt Disney and his brother Roy Disney. And Walt Disney always had this vision of having a city of the arts. So really a place where artists could come, and both the teachers and the students were not defined that way. Everyone was together, almost in a working environment where everybody was an artist. So the idea was there was a dialogue between artists. So really this, almost 50 years later, we find that there is a city of artists here in suburban Los Angeles that really is focused on inventing new forms of work. So at the time, animation was new, something that Disney really invented and made large. So he wanted a school where everybody was collaborating and would invent the new animation or the new thing.
What does Cal Arts look for in its students, sir?
Cal Arts is a unique place. The number one thing I'd say that we look for in our students is the generative impulse. That is, to be able to create new things. So many art schools are looking for craft, technique. At Cal Arts, the most important thing is the idea or the story. So, in fact, our animation programs, which they're the first and the best in the world, often put a heavy emphasis on the story. So you may not be able to draw as well as some other people, but that's okay because you'll learn how to draw there. What's harder is the ideas that you are using to create the story that you want to create. So it's a very interesting thing. Same with art. Many art schools require you to submit drawings, and ours does not. So we're looking for ideas more than technique.
Okay, wow, sir. So, sir, how do students contribute in the schools? Like, what helps them develop in the schools? What courses do they take?
Meaning?
So what I mean is, how does your school help the students in developing through the courses and various activities?
So one thing that makes Cal Arts very unique and unlike any other school is that while we have some courses, the rigidity of kind of coursework and classes is very different. So there's an individual attention between faculty and student. Almost mentorship pairings happen. And then students work also together in groups on projects. So it's that way you've maybe heard of it as kind of a progressive education or one that's different. They often say things like flipped classrooms. It's a lot of ways people use to define this now. Cal Arts has been that since its inception. And so I like to say it's a unique environment, but in the arts it's really what's necessary to get new work to happen. So in another art school you may have a very specific like drawing 1, drawing 2, these kind of sequenced classes. At Cal Arts, it's not quite that rigid.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, so one last question, which I'm sure all the students from our school are interested to know about, is what do you see in Heritage?
What do I see in Heritage? What I know Heritage to be is an excellent school where the academics are first class, and I'm excited to see the school and meet the teachers and understand more about the basis for which the heritage schools exist.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for answering these questions.
You're welcome.
So now these folks from CalArts will be visiting around the school and having a tour.
And now, we have for you one of the hottest topics of discussion.
Teamy. Teamy is a social
Was
platform
meant to be.
where we can have group discussions, post homework, make announcements.
And use hashtags too.
Teamy was received with a huge amount of mixed emotions.
So we went out and asked students what they felt about Teamy.
What do you think about Teamy?
It's not good.
You like Teamy?
Yeah, I like Teamy because we can write chats, we can
Actually, I'm not quite fond of Teamy because I think it's a personal waste of time.
Yes, I like Teamy because we get to know the homework every day, and like whenever we are absent, we get to know what happened in class.
It's a good change. It will help us in the future, but obviously because it's a new thing, so all of us are resisting change.
We also post polls on Teamy, which also helps us to get to know what the class wants and what the class doesn't know.
I think that males do the same thing that Teamy can do. And I think that Teamy takes a long time to access, and I think it's a personal waste of time.
I think Teamy is a good platform. We're trying new things out, and I like Teamy as it helps us organize our stuff into proper timetables and stuff. I just don't like that there are too many bugs in that.
It's more organized. We have all our subjects segregated, but I think it was not a very needed thing, but we'll get used to it eventually.
And I also don't like the interest, but I think it's a cool thing which we can use to manage our homework and other stuff.
Heritage Center for Active Citizenship is our effort to pass on the active and responsible duties to our students.
HCAC enables students to become active and aware citizens by helping them build the right skill set.
I'm at the MC Primary School, Police Colony, New Delhi. This is a school which Heritage has adopted and is trying to improve the conditions of. Right now, we are here looking at what HCAC is doing and contributing towards improving the learning of these children.
My name is Jyotish Singh Kamboj and I'm the leader for this service learning project.
Nirvan is a project in which we're planning to empower children to learn about science and make an experience about making use of daily material to solve problems in their lives.
हाँ तो फिर क्या किया हमने? पानी क्यों नहीं अंदर दिया ग्लास को?
पहले हमने गिलास को नैपकिन डाल के गिलास के अंदर टेढ़ा किया, फिर पानी के अंदर डाले, फिर पानी के अंदर डालते ही नैपकिन गीला नहीं हुआ।
क्यों नहीं हुआ गीला?
क्योंकि उसके अंदर हवा
कैसे पता ग्लास के अंदर हवा?
क्योंकि पानी था और हमने गिलास में डाला तो टेढ़ा करके तो उसमें से बुलबुले निकले और हमें पता चल गया कि इसके अंदर हवा है।
We paired up with the SDMC school in Delhi to expose the MCV children to the experiential learning concept of the Heritage Experiential Learning School. And
Hi, I'm Medha.
I'm Akriti.
And we are working for the service learning project called Nirman. So basically it has been an amazing experience going to the school. So working with the kids was really fun since they were all curious and they were really enthusiastic to know how experiential learning works. We gave out different science modules and various things for them to experiment with.
It was an amazing experience because they were very excited to learn new things and they were very friendly.
It was actually a really good experience as all the kids there were really enthusiastic and they really loved us. They were actually very creative and intelligent, and
it was an enriching experience. We had a very enthusiastic response from their end.
It has been an amazing experience and I would love to do this again.
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब नए टीचर आते हैं हमारे साथ खेलते हैं, हमारे साथ बहुत हंसी मजाक करते हैं, बहुत सारी एक्टिविटी की, गेम खेले.
That's all for the MC Primary School Horse Cause. Spending the past 3 days here has been a very touching and enlightening experience, seeing how the members of HCSA interact with these children and help them grow and teach them stuff. It's very nice to know that there's something being done like that, and seeing how our school has contributed to the school, I feel really happy to know that I'm part of such an institution. This is all for this episode, and this has been Lavanay. You've been watching Inside X. Until next time.
What is one important thing to keep in mind to be successful in any art?
Make work. Continue to make work.
Wow, thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.